Have you guys been seeing those like anti-vax demonstrations throughout New York City? The
ones where they go to like Olive Garden.
They're always in Olive Garden, yeah.
Burger King, right? That kind of stuff. So
Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah,
I feel like these are all in Queens and like Staten Island though, because those are the big cop boroughs.
They're in New York City.
Those are New York City. That is
in New York City too, not just Queens and Staten Island.
Right.
Yeah.
No, you were right the first time.
To Manhattan, though, right? Yeah.
Manhattan is what I meant to say. Yeah. No, they've been in Manhattan. And
what an elitist
in Brooklyn.
Elitist, Emma. No, that's not.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. The guy that's been leading the charge is a guy named Mitchell Bosch. And so he's been arrested in the Manhattan, I believe, Burger King. And he is continuing, though, in his civil disobedience. He went to the Museum of Natural History, which is like pretty dope place to go. Love that place. But he was denied entry because he's unvaccinated. You'll never guess what he does next.
Yeah, so I just want to state that, I literally had to urinate in a bottle inside the Museum of Natural History. I talked to the security out of respect. And the keys to New York City clearly state that even though I'm unvaccinated, I can go with a face cloth in front of my face and to go ahead and go use the bathroom. That's what keys to New York City says. But inside, I went ahead as a gentleman, went over to the corner, and I literally had to urinate. And I told the gentleman that if it goes over, that's not on me because I'm not going to stop. No. Men know what I'm talking about. I went to the corner. I went away from everybody because he said in the area that we're in, there is no bathroom. And I'm not going outside. No. This is where we're at, America. Right? This is where we're at. It's a sad day. And I have other freedom fighters who need to use the bathroom, females. Right? Maria needs to use the bathroom.
Okay, well, Maria, if Maria needs to use the bathroom, she can't pee in a bottle like him. In the corner of the Museum of Natural History, he should drink it if he wants to cure COVID. I've heard that's
I think that he raises a great point about the lack of public infrastructure and public available places to pee in New York City. And we don't talk about this enough. And it's, again, very part of our anti-homeless or anti-housed individuals, sentiment in the city, making everything uncomfortable, for making everything incredibly uncomfortable for them has become and so much more important than providing even the most basic level of sanitation infrastructure. Like, it's ridiculous that he has to go inside the museum to pee at all, as opposed to there should just be public bathrooms that account for.
I think he was there as a part of his obedience. But you're right. I mean, that the Starbucks was given so much great press when they said you don't need to buy anything to use our bathrooms, even though half of them, by the way, are still no homeless people here, because we have ceded all of our public spaces to private industry and we don't have public bathrooms. But on another point, I just want to make sure, this guy Mitchell, he's got to hydrate a little bit more. That is not that is some dark urine, dude. Drink some water, please. That's not healthy. I'm worried about him in many ways.
He clearly wasn't just out and about the town looking to go to the bat, looking to have a good time and looking for a bathroom. He came there specifically to pee, and that's why he has not been hydrating all day. It shows, but I think this goes to show this is where we are as a country. We have a portion of the population who is, not just portion, but is now expecting themselves to make these kinds of spectacles of their non-compliance with a public health measure in order to prove something to somebody about freedom that doesn't even exist in this country. It's all very convoluted, but it's an example of how we've been living for a long time. And again, much like the lack of publicly available bathrooms, the COVID pandemic is just showing all of these cracks in our system that just makes so many basic things impossible here. Just due to this deep anti-social sentiment.
Yeah, Emma, you haven't heard that the darker the pee, the stronger COVID protection it provides you when you drink it?
Yeah, honestly, that pee should be sold on the black market, and for all these conservatives who want to drink to cure their COVID, or if you've been vaccinated, it can maybe even reverse the effects of the vaccine. So he's got a gold mine
We better be clear for YouTube policy purposes. We are joking. Don't drink pee. It's not COVID fighting medication, please.
You're
It's
joking.
also really bad for your kidneys and like your renal tract. So don't drink it.
It is funny though that they are like they get treated basically like undesirable, like basically America treats homeless people. Right, like, and frankly, probably a little bit better. And then they
better.
They think they're Anne Frank, like standing up against like a Nazi, encroachment. It's unbelievable. This is where we are.
Also, a lot of stuff that they complain about, again, like these are just the results of policies that they or like their analogs in government have been promoting for like decades, like just the absolute demolishing of public spaces in a way that like makes it so, yeah, if you do want to go into like use a bathroom somewhere, even if that place is, Starbucks or the museum, you kind of have to have like a reason to be there, I suppose, and also use the vaccine. Like, hate to say it, but if we had more public bathrooms, this wouldn't be a problem. I mean, obviously he's just there to make a spectacle, but if you take him at his word that he has to go to the bathroom, there should be more bathrooms. I agree.
There absolutely should be. I mean, in New York, I've learned, like, if I'm going someplace, you need to go to the bathroom before you do any kind of traveling, because if you need to find a bathroom, it's difficult unless you're going to spend money for, like, a coffee or something.
Yeah, get a water or whatever.
Or if you're around, like, the park, and because there's a bunch of porta potties in, like, Central and, Prospect Park. They're just various public... That's it.
Right.
Although I believe, like, I was at the park in Battery Park City, and I think that they closed it down due to COVID or something.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. A lot of the bathrooms that, exist in these like Starbucks and private enterprises, not necessarily Museum of Natural History, are being closed, or restricted to employees only because of COVID-19. So there's even less available bathrooms than there were, prior. And honestly, since Starbucks closes now and it's not 24 hours, if you're at, out in New York City at night and have to go to the bathroom, you're just like shit out of luck.
Oh,
because, there's nowhere to go.
And of course, this is the first time this guy's ever experienced any of that, obviously, because he comes from a position of privilege in the very sense of like never having to worry about like having to have a toilet, because he's able to afford paying for establishments that require you to actually be in there and eat or, do whatever, make a purchase so you can use their bathrooms.
Also, again, the Museum of Natural History, for people who don't know, who don't live in New York, like is right across the street from from Central Park. It's right there. You could literally just walk to Central Park and go to one of the public porta potties or various other bathrooms that the only public bathrooms that really exist in New York City. But they chose to instead, for reasons, I guess, like due to modesty, to pee inside surrounded by museum goers, when I would even argue just peeing in Central Park in the woods would have been way more private than going inside.
Yes, I'm glad he outed himself as exposing his himself to all the children that are likely seeing the dinosaurs at the Museum of Natural History.
Well, he obviously did what he did so he could make this video. That was the whole point of it. Yeah.
District Jabroni, what is it with conservatives and P this month? At this rate, the midterms are going to be a yellow wave for Republicans. Jesus Christ.